What should you do as a police officer when facing a dangerous suspect armed with 30,000 rounds of ammunition? Officers Edward and Smith were on duty when an armed suspect refused to cooperate and opened fire on them.
He just opened the door on us. We got him at gunpoint, ran back in.
When negotiations failed, Smith quickly retreated behind the police car to ensure his safety. Seeing his teammate in a secure position, Edward provided cover fire, demonstrating professionalism.
Shots fired. We got no visual.
What you guys here?
Negative.
Unfortunately, the shooter perceived the officer's reasonable cover as provocation. Unaware of his own criminal actions, he intensified his fire. Soon, a chaotic firefight broke out. With backup yet to arrive, the officers had no choice but to use the police car as cover and hold their ground against the shooter.
Go forward for now. Hold the channel.
All units, hold channel on the emergency traffic.
Still no visual.
Oh no, an officer is injured. The shooter's bullet struck Officer Edward in the thigh. Edward informed Smith of his injury and used a bandage for emergency treatment. They radioed dispatch to report the injury. Meanwhile, Smith calmly continued firing at the shooter, covering Edward as he tended to his wound.
You got one?
Right here. Get it on.
Watch cover us. Table.
When you get here, stop the subdivision. Block it off.
Dude, tourniquet. Every time you see something in the left.
Trouble never comes alone. Just as Edward finished treating his wound and rejoined the fight, the shooter's bullet hit Smith in the thigh. The situation became critical. Both officers were now injured and backup still hadn't arrived. Despite the excruciating pain, Edward continued firing to cover Smith as he treated his wound. Despite the dire circumstances, both officers performed exceptionally.
Hold the channel.
I don't think so.
329, 376. We're coming up. We're going to pull you behind the house. Get ready.
Be ready, dude.
After treating his wounds, Smith rejoined the fight. However, the shooter's firepower was overwhelming. It was later revealed that he had prepared 30,000 rounds of ammunition. The two officers were barely holding on. Finally, backup arrived, and Edward and Smith, on the brink of despair, saw a glimmer of hope. From Officer Moore's perspective, we see the reinforcements unleashing a barrage of fire at the shooter. With the added firepower, the injured Edward and Smith began moving to a safe zone. After a relentless sprint, they finally reached safety and were met by their teammates.
They moved. I've got them out. The two injured officers are coming around. Fuck, man.
Come on. This way. We're going this way. You're good, buddy. I got you, buddy. We had it on the side.
Move him down just a second more. I went out of the side.
All right, here.
Oh, no, I don't want to lay down. I don't want to lay down.
Got you, turn.
Yeah.
With the injured officers successfully evacuated, the police no longer had reservations. They completely suppressed the shooter's firepower, and after an hour-long negotiation, the shooter finally surrendered and was arrested. It was later confirmed that the injured officers received medical treatment and were out of danger. Their highly professional performance earned widespread praise, and they became heroes. Meanwhile, the shooter was brought to court and faced the full force of the law. Finally, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos in this series.